Hello and welcome to another episode in this video series. We're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Game Jam of 2025. And this time we will have a look into Dungeon Delve by Reece Tarrant. But before we look into the description and then jump into the game, let me remind you that there is a link down the video description to a playlist, and that playlist contains all the episodes I've done so far, so all the games I've played so far, and it includes a pilot episode, and that pilot episode explains the whole context, like what a dungeon crawler is, what a game jam is, and the specific rules for this game jam this game was made in. So let's have a look into the description here of Dungeon Delve. Dungeon Delve is a 3D first-person dungeon crawler game with the Western RPG elements. You can create a character, explore the dungeon, fight monsters, eat chickens, pick locks, and investigate magical artifacts. Attacks and skill checks are determined by way of dice roll, handled by a system that replicates rolling mechanics in tabletop role-playing games, where a dice roll is compared against a difficulty level. To win, the player needs to collect loot and reach the dungeon exit. Loot can be acquired by killing enemies, unlocking treasure chests, and investigating arcane artifacts. Controls: WSD, move forward, backwards, left to right. Q and E is left and right. And escape P is pause menu. Note: models and textures are third-party assets. What assets are used are as follows. And there's a low list. Alright. Yeah, I saw that Reece already participated in a previous jam, and I kind of like this style looked a bit familiar. I mean, it's not like exactly the same, but let me just show you quickly. Soul Cleaver, yes. So that was the game from a previous jam, which, yeah, I remembered. So, yeah, but now let's jump into Dungeon Delve by Reece Tarrant. And here we are in Dungeon Delve. Yeah, not very exciting title screen or music. There is none. Let's start. We have a character sheet, basic details, character name, Kordanor, race, elf, dwarf, orc. Okay. Character sheet skills. Unfortunately, we have no idea what these things are doing. So, I mean, I can guess what lockpick does. Let's just dump everything into attack and create a character. Alright. And then we can see what happens. So the movement is instant. Okay, how the the sound effects are a bit loud. Let me change that. If I find what? 1 second. All right. So apparently this enemy. What? Let me check the page again. It doesn't say how you attack. So, character name, Kordanor. Race, I will still be an orc. First, we need to find out how to attack. Ah, here. Okay, key obtained. Okay. So, there's something. Oh no. Okay. Let's unlock door. There's a chicken. We can eat the chicken. But let's not do that yet. Arcane skill check, DC 12. We don't have arcane skill. So we will not do that. Yeah, and the orientation is not great, and I think it's easy to see why it is that way. Yeah, I wanted to... It's also with the turning, it doesn't really... Why am I getting attacked? this is turning. I'm getting attacked over... So apparently enemies are shooting. So once you're engaged in combat, you can't escape. Okay, let's do a arcana thing of... Ah, we can also lower stuff. Attack. Unlock. 12. Ah, and this level up, okay. And now I can spend that on something else. Let's put that into lockpick and perception, confirm. So, the walls left and right, you can't really see them. Like, the perspective isn't great. You don't have a good orientation. When I'm standing now, I don't know what's left and right. If you look very closely, you can maybe see that there is a corner and there is not. But you really need to look in, like, exactly at this texture here to see that. So, yeah, you don't see anything from the tile. If you are standing in front of the wall, you can't see anything of the tile you're standing on. And you can really just barely see the walls left and right. This one you can actually see. But, here, for example, I mean, you can see a little bit of where this wall should be, but it looks also so similar that it's not ideal. The tile sizes are also huge, which is also part of the problem. If the tile sizes were smaller, then it would also be rather obvious that there is an empty thing, because everything, like, was down. The field of view is also too low, so that means that this tile here, yeah, maybe it's a little bit too low. This tile feels wider than it is deep, and this would also have helped if the field of view was higher. Then everything would have been compressed. This field would have felt longer. And you would also have seen more of the walls left and right. Just to give a comparison with Legend of Grimrock, for example, and you can see that it's much smaller, like almost half of the tile. Like, there... No, it's actually... It looks similar, but you can see that the proportions are differently. Maybe this is a better comparison here. Like, this whole thing from here, because, or even from more of that, over here, this is all this one tile. So this is huge compared to Grimrock. But because of the perspective, it looks a bit like if it was similar, but it's not. Alright, let me disable this again. Oh, this was Lens of Lore. Alright. And this was the game. Okay. Game capture, please. 1 second. Should appear again. Yes. Alright. Lockpick. So running away doesn't do anything. Ah, we can just spam these buttons. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Let's increase our wisdom and let's just do 10. Yeah. Eat chicken. Not sure if it probably heals. Key obtained. Level up. Let's increase lockpick a bit, arcana a bit, perception, endurance. It seems like we will never be hit again if I just click quickly enough, which of course is also an issue. Oh, final score. Okay. Let's try it one more time as Orky. What happens if we have endurance 0? We will see. Key obtained. Unlock door. Let's just eat all the chickens. Level up. Okay. Nom. Nom. Level up. 10, 15, 16. Okay. Level up. Okay, so there was one more chest to find. I mean, maybe something happens with perception, like we find any secret passages now. This is the final door. I mean, the movement is fine because it's instant, and there's nothing which is holding it back. So this one is, for example, a bit irritating. If I look this way, I would almost assume that this is like just 1.5 tiles, because I should see like this part of like the tile I'm standing on. But of course this is full 2 tiles. And because of the shadow, it almost looks like it was split up again. Okay, so let's just finish that now. Alright, so yeah, as I mentioned, the movement is fine because it's instant. The perspective, I would start with smaller tile sizes. I think that would help already. And then maybe play around with the field of view a bit. Yeah, about the character systems, combat and so on, I guess there were some basics implemented, but like how they play out was very basic, right? I mean, it should have been a cooldown, for example, for attacking. Enemies should have range. It was super basic. So yeah, I will not go into more detail there. So that has been Dungeon Delve, another entry by Reece Tarrant. Yeah, also thanks for the contribution, even though it is very basic here. Yeah, if you want to check out the game, you can also find a link to that down in the video description, and there you will also find a link to a playlist with all the games I've covered so far, so all the videos of the games. And with that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.